Hello, this is Sally at Dotty B. Welcome to my channel, and today I'm going to be working on a mini tutorial for beginners slow stitch, and also a little project that you can pack away into a little box or a tin, take wherever you want if you're going on holiday or you're going somewhere for Christmas, or you just want a little thing in your handbag when you're travelling. That's what I'm going to do, a tiny little project that will, you can put it on. I'm going to mount mine on a card. I've got a just a blank card here, a crafting card, and I'm going to mount my project onto a card, but you can do a little picture, whatever you like. So what you're going to need is a little tin, a sandwich box. This is the smallest tin I could find. All the sandwich boxes we've got are bigger than this, so but a little sandwich box would be fine. A little Tupperware box or something like that would be fine. But this is the smallest tin I can find. It's not really ideal. It wouldn't fit in my handbag really. You could do with one half of the size of that. But whatever you can find, a little box or something, as long as it fits all your bits in. A little pair of scissors, they're the smallest scissors I could find. You can obviously get smaller scissors than that, but I'm just going to have a whole little kit that you can just take anywhere with you, and it's going to be a beginner's, or you can embellish it as much as you want if you want to go further, but I'm going to stick to just a few stitches, a running stitch, a back stitch. I'm going to do a French knot, and I'm going to probably do a lazy daisy stitch, and maybe cross stitch. We'll see, but they're going to be really simple stitches, just to go through everything for those people who are starting out or just want a little bit of inspiration, don't want to commit to, because some of the projects that I'm doing, they're quite lengthy projects, but this is going to be a quick and easy project. You can take your time with it, because that's what slow stitch is all about, and just enjoy the process. Pick it up when you've got 5 minutes and do a few stitches. So that's really the idea of this. So what you need is a little container. You can obviously smaller than this. A pair of scissors. You'll need your needle that will fit. You can take several needles, but one that will fit all the threads that you're going to use. I think this will just about fit a wool. So what I'm going to do is you can stitch in any kind of thread that you like. You can use just a normal sewing cotton thread. You can use the 6-stranded floss. This is like a perlé or crochet cotton, and a wool. So you really use whatever you like. I'm going to stick to a small set of colours, so I'm going to go for red, green, a yellow, and then just a neutral. This is a cream. You can use beige, you can use white, whatever takes your fancy. So I'm just going to show you, I'm going to use a wool, I'm going to use a stranded cotton, I'm going to use a perlé, and I'm going to use a sewing cotton. I have got others, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick to these 4 kinds of threads, and then that will give you an idea of what each thread can do. Well, they can all do most things, but you can have all sewing cottons. It doesn't matter. You can have all embroidery threads, floss, 6-stranded. It doesn't matter. I wouldn't recommend all wool because wool can be quite bulky, but we're just going to go with that. Just that, and then we've got some perlé. You can do all perlé as well. It's entirely up to you. So there are my 4 colours that I'm going to use. Now, along with that, you need a base fabric. So I'm going to use a neutral. I think this is 10 by 10 centimetres, or it's 10 by 10 square, or 4-inch square. I'm going to use, this was already pre-cut. I've just found this in my scrap box. I've just gone through my scrap box. You just need a plain fabric. I've got that as well, which is quite, although it has got a little bit of a mark on that, but I could, if I wanted to use that. That's just a plain linen. You could use a plain cotton, and that again is like a linen-y type fabric, but I may as well use this because it's already been pre-cut. And what will happen is, eventually, once I've done my picture, I'm going to mount it on my card, like so, and then probably write happy birthday or something, a little message just here. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to take my card with me into my pack, so you won't need that while you're stitching. So pop the card over to one side. So as well as your base fabric, I've just picked up, again, I've just gone through my scrap box. I'll just take my needle out, and I've picked a lace, a tiny bit of lace. I've picked 4 other fabrics. They're just tiny scraps that sometimes you see a little bit of scrap, you think, oh, I'll just chuck it away. But all I've done, I do keep them into my scrap. If they're this kind of size, I do, well, even look at that. That's just an edging off from a handkerchief. But it's, you know, it's nice. I like it. So I've got that, and I've just got a little tiny scrap which has got a little flower on. So I've got 4 scraps of fabric. You don't have to do this at all, you can do whatever you like, and a piece of lace. So that's what I'm going to use. So if I just do that, everything, when I'm packed up, I've had to squash that down a little bit. I think that's everything. Will fit into my tin, and I can carry it wherever I like. So let's just pop everything out for now, and I'll pop the tin to one side. Okay. When I'm working, I do like to keep my my bits and pieces in my tin, so that that they're all on hand. They're not going to get lost. They're not going to go down the side of the settee. You can pop them on a side table or something, or next to you, and you're not going to lose them. So for now, while I'm doing this video, I'm going to just take them out so I can see what I've got. So the first thing I'm going to do is a little bit of a layout. So we've got our 4-inch square, and I'm just going to lay out some fabrics just to see how they look. I have got an idea of what I'm going to do, because I'm going to do some slow stitch, and then I am going to do a tiny little picture, and it's really going to be a simple one that you'll be able to follow along with. It's going to be a little vase or pot of some simple flowers. The flowers are going to be a French knot and some lazy daisy stitch around the edge. There's going to be some, I'm not even doing stem stitch, I'm just going to do some backstitch for the stems. So it's really simple and easy. I do like this here, and I'm going to use that as my little, like a little table, something that my plant pot will sit on, or my vase will sit on. And I think I'm going to do this little spotty fabric for my vase. And I've just thought that if any of you have been watching my autumn Stitch the Seasons videos, I've actually done this on there with that spotty fabric. How bizarre is that? Okay, so that's what I'm going to do anyway. So all I've done is just place my fabrics like so. I mean, that could be kind of like the window, I suppose. And, you know, you've got your table, you've got your flowers. I'm going to cut this down. This is too big. And what I'm going to do is, I don't know whether this is small enough to do, I've just snipped it a little bit. And then on cotton fabrics, you should be able to tear them. Yes, ooh, it's a bit of a, it's because it's a small piece. It's not torn quite as I want, but that's okay. It doesn't matter. I'm just going to cut these little strands off here. But that's fine. It just gives you a little bit of a rough edge. It just makes it a little bit more rustic, and I like the effect it makes. So I'm just going to chop it down, come up some of these down a little bit. There we go. So they're not there. So that's going to be my little pot that my flowers are going to come out of. So I quite like that composition so far. I'm going to go with that. So we're going to get stitching down. First of all, I think I'm just going to pop these off. I'm going to try and keep them. What you can do is you can take a photo now of your piece, once you've got your composition, and then you can always refer back to it when you come to stitch on the pieces, so you know exactly where you want them. I'm going to start in this corner here, and I'm going to do the window. So I'm going to be bold, and I'm going to go for red. Okay, so a little bit of red thread. Thread our needle. And knot it. Okay. So all I'm going to do with this is stitch it onto my fabric, and all I'm doing is going over the edge in red. You're going to see this, you're going to see your stitches, but to be honest, I like this effect. I think it looks really sweet. I used this effect on, I think, my Roxy project. Was it on my Roxy project? I think for my sewing on some of my lace. I don't think it may not have been my Roxy project actually. It was something else. I can't remember now, but you can see your stitches, but. And obviously I'm using red. I mean, you can use a white or a cream thread if you don't want to see your stitches, but the effect I want is to actually see them. You want to see your stitches. They're not perfect, they're not all uniform, but it doesn't matter. If I was at home, I would probably be if I was doing this at, you know, just on my own, I would be going a lot slower, taking my time, but the stitches would still be roughly the same. I wouldn't be wanting to make them all uniform or go in the same, you know, they're all a little bit skew-iff and whatnot, but I just think that adds to the charm. So this is just, I suppose I think it's a whipping stitch, it's just that, I suppose the most basic stitch you can do really, isn't it? Just up through the fabric and back down again, attaching the lace onto your fabric. Really easy. I hope you're all well today and you're all finding a little time to stitch. I do apologise if the video is a bit dull. It's a really dull, dreary day today. It's chucking it down with rain. Yeah, it's not nice, but I have tried putting the light on, and it just casts shadows everywhere. Natural light is so much better, but I know it is a little bit dull today, so I am aware that it might not be, the video might not be as bright as it usually is. I'm sat right next to the window, but even so, it's a very overcast day at the moment. So it wasn't this morning, it was beautiful this morning, and we were out really early and saw the sun come up. Oh, the sky was, it was like it was burning. It was so bright red and orange. It was lovely. I did take some photos because it was so nice. So there we go. We've done our lace window. That's our window. So yeah, just going to knock that off. All I'm going to do is just go a tiny bit through the fabric, up. You get a loop and just go through your loop. And if you do it a couple of times, it's not going to come undone. There. And finish that off. Okay, so next I'm going to put on the white fabric. Okay, this one here. This is just a piece of, I think it's an old sheet with, I think it's a hospital sheet, but I think the seconds and I don't know. It was just a scrap that I had, so it's got like a little dashed edge to it in blue and white. So I like that. I use it quite a lot. So I'm going to use this, and I'm just going to keep that thread because I may use that again. But I'm going to use my cream perlé. I think it's a perlé. It could be a crochet cotton. It's a little bit softer than what I usually use. But we'll see how we get on with it. It's a bit crinkly as well, but I think that's just because it's old. I think I bought an old sewing box, and it was part of all of the contents inside. So we're going thread your needle, knot it, and we're going to start. You can pin these on. You can, what I do sometimes is, although I'm not going to recommend it for this, but if you need to, you can always glue it on. I use a Pritt stick, but there are other glues that's just a glue stick that you use. But if you're worried about it moving while you're stitching, you can either pin it or you can glue it, or just like me, I'm just going to hold it with my fingers and see how we get on. So even though this, should I go that way? I was going to go that way with my stitching. I'm just thinking, should I go that way? No, I'm going to go that way. So start at the edge, just kind of ignore the stripes. I'm just going to go over them. You'll still see them, but all we're going to do is a running stitch. So that's just up and over, up and under. So my base fabric is quite thick. So I can just about get it through twice. So up and under, like that. There we go, that's the first row done. Just got a knot somewhere along the way, so I'm doing that. There we go. Okay, let's get the second row done. You can go as close to your next one as you want, or you can go a little bit further. It's entirely up to you how many stitches you want to use. This is it is a running stitch, but it also is it's called kantha stitch as well, where we're just running up and down the fabric, and creating a kantha stitch. Okay, I'm just going to carry on like that until we fill the whole square. So this tutorial, it's just my take on slow stitching. It might not be everybody's take on slow stitching, but this is kind of how I interpret it. Just making your marks on the page, on the fabric, just attaching fabrics to fabrics, and just, you know, enjoying the process of stitching. You don't have to do a picture. A lot of people don't. A lot of people just attach the fabric and just enjoy the stitching itself. I am someone who likes to have a picture in mind, but not everybody's the same. If you follow other people, they may do their slow stitching different to me. This is just my interpretation, and you know, the more you do, the more you find your own little niche and style, and the way you want to do it. There's no hard or fast rules. You just, as long as you're stitching, that, you know, that's the main thing, and enjoying it. Try not to make your stitches uniform here. They don't have to all line up at all. But it does make a lovely texture on your fabric. Got a few frayed edges there. Really doesn't matter at all. They'll fray as long as they fray, and then it'll stop once they get so far towards your stitches. It should stop. I'm just going to chop those ones off. More of that. Okay, so on to the next row. We're about halfway. If you are going to attempt to do a little square, it would be great to see your progress. We've got a little, I say little, it's growing by the day, a Facebook group, Dotty B's Slow Stitching. We've got, I can't remember, 300 and something members. So it's just really growing at the moment. So yeah, but if you are if you've already joined and you fancy doing this, then make sure you post some pictures. If you haven't and you want to join, then just head over to Facebook, and if you just type in Dotty B Slow Stitching, and you'll see it in groups, in the group section, and just come on over and say hello if you fancy it, and yeah, post your pics of whatever you're working on. There's some beautiful work out there. Some of the ladies that have already posted, it's just some beautiful stuff, so creative. So thank you very much for sharing. I do love seeing what you're doing. I think 1 or 2 more rows. Might have gone a little bit wonky, but it doesn't matter. I think just 1 more row actually, and we're done. Fit another stitch in. There we go. So that's that done. Can you see how textural it is now? It feels lovely. Okay, so I'm going to knock that off again. Just taking a tiny little bit of your fabric underneath, just so it doesn't. I don't think it will show through anyway if you catch the top. But let's do that a couple of times. Oh, there we go. Okay, so that's the second piece on. Okay, we're starting to build up our picture now. Right, so next, was it this piece next? Because And just see, because then I think that goes over the top of that one, doesn't it? Yep, so it's this piece next. Okay, so I'm going to just take that out. Okay, and I think I'm going to go back to red on this one. So this is just the strand that I used before. Okay, you can see it's not quite straight, it is a little bit wonky, but that doesn't matter at all. Is that the right way around? No, that's the right way around. Yep, it doesn't matter about it being a little bit wonky, it's fine. All adds to the charm. So, again, am I going to, what shall I do? I haven't thought about what stitches I'm going to use. I think I'm going to use a running stitch. Shall I? Yeah, let's do a running stitch with this one. Right, okay. Hang on. I'm about to lose my thread, yeah. And my knot isn't big enough. It needs to be a little bit bigger. Right, let's try that again. So, up in one corner, and then I'm just going to do a running stitch all along the top. Okay. And then I think what I'm going to do is on the bottom, I'm just going to go and do a little whipping stitch over the top. So that's all I'm doing. So in, and then you can come out where you want to go back in, just underneath. And then in there, move your needle. So all I'm doing is I'm kind of going a little bit diagonally over and then through like that to where I want my next stitch to be. So down there and then up over there. If you don't want to do that, you can just go down there and then come up where you want your next stitch to be. You don't have to do it all at the same time. Okay, so just up and over, or if you want to, there and then up there. One more stitch and I think we're done. Okay, let's finish that off. There we go. That's that one done. Okay, so the next fabric is this one here. Okay, so I'm going to lay this one to lay it there, so just over the corner of that one. So there we go. So that's, we've got the window. This could be kind of like a depiction of the wallpaper, maybe. I don't know. It's just a nice little floral one. Right, I'm not going to use the red for this. I'm going to go back to the cream. Oh, I've got some here. Let's use this one. Okay. I think we can just about, we probably might have to use some more, but right, so this one I'm going to just go all the way round with a running stitch as well. And up this side. Got away with that piece. I don't have to use any more. There, so that's attached. Like so. Right, and then we've just got our little pot, I think, to attach. Oops, oh, tangled. Right, so that's going to go there. And I'm just going to use a little bit more of this cream, I think. Or shall I use the green? Yeah, I'm going to use the green because then that will kind of tie in with my stems, I think. Right, I think I've used some of this already. Righty-ho. Now this is just the 6-stranded cotton, like a DMC or Anchor, I think is one of the other brands. I'm going to double it over, so I'm going to use 2 strands just to make it a little bit thicker. So that's just 2 strands. And then again, I'm going to, how shall I do this? I think I'm going to do running stitch on this as well. Just all the way around, so it attaches to your base fabric. There, nearly finished. There we go. I'm going to leave that threaded because I'm going to do my stems next. There we go. Okay, right. I can't remember whether I said when we're doing our little kit, we need either a pencil or this is a friction pen, so you can draw on fabric with this, and it will iron off. So you can use one of those if you've got one of those. Some people haven't got one of those, so I'm not going to use one of those today. I'm going to use a pencil. So, which is most people have got a pencil, and as long as you're quite light with your when you're drawing, you should be okay. You don't have to draw your lines. You can just think, right, I want a stem there, and a stem there. You know, you don't have to draw lines, but for this I'm going to draw lines. So I'm going to do, just so that you can see what I'm doing, I'm going to do 1 flower here. I'm going to do 1 flower here. So that one's goes there, and then I'm going to do 1 flower here, and it probably will lap over somewhere there. So they're my 3 stems. You can do more, you can do less, you can just do 1 at the top, and I mean that would look nice, wouldn't it, if you just did 1 at the top and then you flower here. That would be lovely. Should have thought of that first, and then just some nice leaves, but I'm going to do 3, so that's how I'm going to do. So I've got my thread already attached, so I'm not going to finish off. So I'm just going to do a back stitch. So what happens is you come up just a little way away from where you're going to start, and then can you see what I'm doing? So you just need to make sure you know kind of roughly the length of your stitches. They don't have to be all the same. So go back down where you came up and then back up where you want to go. So that's where you've just come from and where you want to go, and just follow your lines. My lines are very faint, I can hardly see them now. I'm just going to, I don't know whether you can even see them actually on camera. I've gone a little bit too faint, I think. Can you see that? Hopefully you can see that, how I've done them. So again, where I came from, same hole, and where I'm going to go. And that's just your back stitch. You can do these smaller than what I'm doing. I'm just doing these just to show you what can be done, and this is you can do these quite quickly. But if you did them smaller, then obviously it would take a little bit of time. But I just thought I'd do them quite big so that you can see what I'm doing. Oh, I've just got a little bit of a knot. And the last one just there. And we'll just finish that off, go back into that one. Okay, that's your first stem. I don't think I've gone into the last stitch there. I'm just going to cheat on that one. I think I've missed a little bit of there, that's better. Okay, so that's the first one. Just going to finish that off so we can start the next one. Tiny little knot. Okay, and start the second stem. So again, come up just a little bit away from where we want to start, because we're going to go back, hence back stitch. So I know a lot of you know how to do this already. This is really just a tutorial to get people started, and just a simple little project just to take with you wherever. Okay, we're just going around a little bit here. I think this one curves around a little bit. Oops. Okay, that's that one. I think I may need some more thread. It's not going to do it, so okay, so I need 2 strands. Okay, so our third stem, again up just from where we need to be, and then back, you're stitching backwards, backwards. Okay, so there are 3 stems done. Let me just finish this off. Okay, knot it again because I'm just going to do some leaves. So my leaves are just going to be, they're going to be quite a long stitch, but they're just going to go there. Oops, got my thread all tangled up. here. You just do wherever you like. There. 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 Some little leaves. Right, let's finish that off. Okay, so onto the flowers. Lovely. Right, so my flowers, we're going to have a yellow centre with a French knot. Okay, but before I do that, I'm going to do some petals. So I'm going to use my red thread. Going to be quite fine flowers because this is a fine thread. If you've got some 6-stranded DMC or some floss, that would probably be better, or some perlé if you've got that, would be better. I've doubled over my cotton on this one, so I'm going to do some lazy daisy stitches. So you come up in the centre or near to the centre, go back down, and then however long you want your petals, you come up wherever you want your petal, come up through that loop, and then you're just going to tie the loop, almost tie the loop off. You're going to tie it down, so you're just going to come a little way away from your stitch, and you do that. Okay, so back up near the centre, back down really close, and wherever you want your petal to lie, going over like that. You make your loop, and then you just tie your loop down with a stitch. Okay, so I think we're going to do these flowers have probably got 5 petals, I think, so I'm going to go there, and then on that one about here, so we're going to go over and over. You can also do these with ribbon as well. That looks really good. If you've tried ribbon embroidery, they look really good. But I haven't got any ribbon at the moment. I've run out. I must say I don't do that much ribbon embroidery. Right, got a little bit of a tangle going on here, so let's just pull it. I've lost my loop. Let me just try and find it again. I think it's there. I'm not quite sure what I have done. Right. Okay. Okay, so let's have our next petal here. Right, it's not quite gone how I wanted it to. Just be gentle if you get this happening to you. I think actually I'm just going to undo my loop because I think I've gone wrong somewhere. I've got even more wrong now. Oh dear. I think I've twisted my loop. Right, okay, so let's get our loop again. We can salvage this. Right. There's my loop. Okay, so I wasn't paying attention properly, I don't think. Okay, and then over and tie it down. There. Right, and the last one. There we go. I'm just going to, I think one of my strands has become longer than the other. There we go. And over, tie it down. There you go, there's your first flower. Okay. I'm going to tie that off and do the next one. Right, I don't think I'm going to have enough thread on there for that one, so I'm going to just get some more thread. Oops. Doesn't want to leave me. So I'm doubling my thread up just to make it a little bit thicker. Okay, so go to the top of this one and do our 5 petals again. And our first one. Sorry, I'm not in the centre, am I? As you're concentrating, it kind of, you move your piece towards you, don't you? I think it's natural. I don't know what I've done there. Here we go. There we go. And our next one. Just going to stop a minute. I'm going to pause the video. My phone's ringing. I just need to answer it. I'll be back in 2 seconds. Right, sorry about that. That's my daughter phoning, and whenever your children phone, you kind of think, what on earth? What on earth's going on? But it's okay. No panic. Right, let's carry on. So, our 3rd petal. Okay, it's twisted. There we go. I think I've gone and made a knot underneath. I'm not quite sure what happened there, but anyway. Right. So last petal on this one. There we go. So yeah, I'm not quite sure what happened there. I'm just going to and catch those and tie them down. It won't matter because this is going to be stuck to a card. Ouch! So you won't see those. Okay, last flower. I'm just going to thread my needle again. I've not got enough thread. All right. caught up. I must say this is not ideal for doing embroidery work really. I probably should have used a stranded cotton, like a floss or something, but it can be done. It is fine, but it's just a little bit more hard work. It's fine for this kind of thing, but probably for these flowers I might suggest you probably need an embroidery thread rather than just a sewing thread. But it's all trial and error. Hasn't worked this time, but I'll know for next time. Okay. I think I thought the flowers would be bigger than they are because this isn't going to overlap, but that doesn't matter. It's not going to overlap these flowers at all. I thought they might turn out bigger than they are, but it isn't matter. All is good. How many is that? 4, one more. So I'll do one down here. There we go. There's all our 5-petaled flowers. So let me just finish that off. Say I was going to might do a cross stitch. We haven't done any cross stitch on this one, but I think what I might do is I might do another one with different stitches after this one. We'll see how it goes. If you like it, then I will do another one. If nobody likes it, then I won't do one. But yeah, let me know what you think anyway in the comments or on Facebook. See if you want me to carry on and do any more. So this is a wool, and we're going to do French knots. So I'm just going to come up in the centre of each flower, and we take our thread and we just wrap it round. However many times you wrap it round, the more times you wrap it round, the bigger your knot will be. That's 1, 2, I'm going to do 3. Let's see how we go with 3. So go back down near to where you came up in the first place. Hold your knot with your thumb. Start pulling your thread through. It's just going to get caught up. I'm just going to try and free that. Okay, so keep hold of your knot, but keep pulling your thread through, just gently, until you get to a small little loop, and then gently pull through and it will go through. Okay, so we'll just tie that off and do the next one. So another little knot. Okay, so up through the hole where I've kind of left a little bit of a, can you see that? I've kind of left a little bit of a gap for the knot. So up there, pull it all the way through. Then, did we say 2 or I think I said 3, didn't I? 1, 2, 3 times round. Hang on, I don't know whether I can do this, but 1, 2, 3. Right, then we're going to go back down just near where you came up. I think I've gone through a knot there. Just right. I'm going to pull that out because I think I went through a knot and I'm not going to get the wool through. 1, 2, 3. Third time lucky. Oh, that's better. Okay, so pull your knot. Got your knot. Just hold it with your finger, your fingernail, like that, and start pulling through until you get just a small little loop, and then if you just gently pull, and that will pull it through. And there you have your French knot. Okay, and the last knot. Can't believe we're done. Right, so again, just through, oops. Okay, through there. 1, 2, 3. Down close to where you came up from. Pull your knot, not too tight. Hold it with your finger and start pulling through. There we go. Okay. I think that's it. There we go. One little slow stitch square that you can do at your own leisure and attach to a card. I'll show you what I'll do. I mean, I would probably, I feel as though these kind of need a few more petals. I would, if you've got gaps, fill in the gaps and put some more petals in. But yeah, that's kind of what we were going for. So let me just move these out of the way and grab the card. So we've got our card. It's just a plain craft card, this is, and I'm going to stick it on. All I'm going to stick it on with is some Pritt stick. I don't know whether you can get these everywhere worldwide, but they're just the wind-up glue sticks. I do it the wrong way. I'm doing it the wrong way. Okay, so all I'm going to do is just pop some glue on this. Just around the edges so it'll attach. It's a bit funky. I'm doing it. Oh, it's not going down anyway. Stick the lid on and hide it. Oh, okay, so here we go. Pop it on there. Give it a good press down. You may need a little bit more glue. I don't know. Right, there we go. Then you can put happy birthday, I don't know, thinking of you, get well soon, anything really. Just find a pen and see if it works. No, that doesn't work. There's a red one there, does that work? Yeah, okay, so alright, it's not brilliant writing, but something like that. A red works quite well, doesn't it, with the stitching? So you can take your time with it and whatnot. So there you go, you've got your birthday card, or you could get a little frame. If you've got a little frame already, you could measure what the frame is and do your piece according to the frame. You don't have to do a 4 by 4 inch, 10 centimetres square. You can you can do whatever size you like, just to fit into wherever you want this to go. So yeah, there you go. I hope you've enjoyed that little tutorial. If you like it, please comment and let me know if you'd like another one to do more stitches. And if you are going to do one yourself, and post it over into the Facebook group, I'd love to see what you think. So thank you so much for joining me, and I hope to see you again soon. Take care. Bye bye.